All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Team Swain's Baddy Overwatch League. Season 6, Week 2. There's a few things to be excited about. It could be Thrifty Senpai's body pillow coming in here, 3 wins, 0 losses. It could be Pray and Spray coming in here, 1 win, 2 losses. Or it could be the fated reunion of the greatest casting pair in amateur esports history. I'm AJ as 0, and for the first time in a long-ass time, I'm here with 30. 30,
Heyo.
how does it feel that we got the only game that doesn't have an 0-3 team?
Feels good. Hopefully gonna be somewhat competitive, and I am really digging the map pool tonight, so I'm very excited to see what these teams bring out.
Yeah, definitely some good maps tonight, which is not always the case, as this map pool in Overwatch has gotten pretty big at this point. But King's Drone Hollywood, if you had to ask everyone to pick like their favorite 5 maps in Overwatch, I feel like both of those would be on most people's top 5s.
Yep, they're in mine.
Yeah, King's Drone definitely is in mine.
Yeah, and Busan, I've really grown to like it.
Busan. I love Busan.
Yeah.
And Busan is probably on my top 3.
Wow, that's out of compared to other controls too. That's cool.
It is cool, man.
It is.
Where else can you go dancing before the match?
Yeah, very cool. So tonight with these two teams, I mean, 3-0 start for Thrifty Senpai's Body Pillow, looking like one of the top teams in the league tonight. Do you think Pray and Spray can give him any trouble?
Yeah, I'm excited to find out. The big question is, so I believe last week Pray and Spray did not have Tasty, who was their second biggest draft pick. He's presumably coming in to play main, or one of the tank positions. I don't want to say main tank because I don't know what his champion pool is, but superior tank is what he's coming in to play. And hopefully that adds a bit more of a dynamic than they had with Salvo in the lineup last week, if I'm remembering this right.
Right, yep. And they also had that unfortunate emergency sub blab in for checkers on map 1, that Hanamura map, so.
Yeah, a lot of little unlucky moments for them last week. And they still put up a really competitive series. Like we said, it was the only non-3-0 we had last week, so we'll see if they can get it a bit more together heading into week 2 here. But on the other side, 50 Senpai's Body Pillow. There's been a lot of hype, and they came out of the gates guns blazing. They steamrolled Totema Goats 3-0 last week. It was one of those matches where afterwards everyone just kind of slotted TMG in a 6th place. It was a disgusting week 1, and I don't think that 50 Senpai's Body Pillow is getting enough of the credit for that dismantling. To me, It was all them playing well, more so than just TMG playing badly.
That's true, yeah. I saw a lot of good things out of 30 Senpai's Body Pillow. And I mean, this is a season where No Wonder can really start showing off his skills, right? I mean, he's got a lot of support for him in this lineup, and the team seems to be gelling together pretty well.
Yeah, so it will be that 50 Senpai's Body Pillow team here on the defense to start. And is this the new thing? Choco, aka No Wonder, on the Bastion? Because this is one of those spam comps everyone warned me about when they first announced Baptiste's kit.
Yeah, bunker comps. Yeah, this is sort of the theory craft from a lot of the high level pros. It's Baptiste. This is like literally his comp. He's the bread and butter. He's basically a static Lucio, and he does everything that Lucio does, but better when sort of just sitting in this one spot. And yeah, Body Pillow, they're gonna hold up on this high ground here, but Henry comes in with the hard feed. Yeah,
not how they drew that play up. If I had to guess, you don't know. But the wrecking ball, he normally comes in and then he just goes back out and. Not that time. That's a Bastion there. He is going to light you up. But this is not a successful entry for Prince right here. They keep getting staggered on this entry. It's too much Bastion mean right now. And despite being down 1, they just feel like they have to press the go button. Winston goes in and goes down.
Yeah, I mean, it's already 3 staggered deaths. The first one, I think, was a little inexcusable, right? Getting the feel for things. But here we go. Senpai's actually putting pressure on the point now, so now it's up to the blue side to respond here. And Choco, he's already has that tank form. He's down on the ground. He's getting pocketed by Mercy, but can he find the kills? And he does. 2 more as well, and it should be a successful hold. Big time here. Choco really lighting up the kill feed.
Yeah, that chocolate guy, pretty good. A lot of kills there coming through for Wonder, and well, if this is what the bunker comp is gonna... If you're gonna drop the bunker comp, this is how it's supposed to go. Well played so far, TSBP. As we do see Senpai swapping over to the Genji, maybe want to try to just jump up into the face of that Bastion, but there's still a lot of pressure for that one pick to go through.
Yeah, looking for a deflect onto that as well, and Tasty on this Junkrat sort of providing a little bit of shield break, at least wasting the defense matrix out of Honey Badger. And here it is, the dive begins. Nano Winston goes in, but he pops the Primal early, so not really getting effective using that Nano, but 2 members down for Body Pillow already. Junkrat's higher from Cap'n, not going to be able to pick up anything. Diva Bomb for zoning as well, but it's all red in the kill feed right now, so it's looking like a good approach here from Pray and Spray.
Yeah, Pray and Spray did lose up on a Joe, and they lost Tasty, but they're madly outnumbered in this moment, and it's looking like this is going to be a stagger on the Honey Badger on the Diva.
Oh, the remake. Okay. So, I mean, Honey Badger just looking to stall it out for a little bit more time, it appears.
No, stay on the point. Stay on the point. Guys, when you're staggering, stay on the point, because they can't cap it if you're on the point. It works out for them there, because Pray and Spray didn't go for the further stagger, but they could have there as soon as you step off of that point. But minor setback here as these teams are going to be swapping up pretty drastically. Shout out to Pray and Spray, who, despite having their Winston miss the jump up onto the high ground, still won that fight decisively. It looked like a disaster in real time that ended up not actually being one. But now we've got swaps here. We've got Goats coming out on the defense, a bunch of swaps on the offense, and a fight breaking out on the Cardinals. Thor's going up into the zoning. There's a lot of ults coming through. Genji plays already taking out one of the healers. Both of the healers down for the defense. This is going great for Pray and Spray. And they must have heard me talking smack because they are lighting this up early. Team kill for no one.
Yeah, so pretty decisive and easy win there for Pray and Spray. So Body Pillow, they have switched to a full Ghost comp here on Streets phase, and obviously not going to have any ultimate, so not a lot of defense there. Head Reaper throws out the bomb to start everything off, sort of zone everyone out, and Senpai's Blade does the work here. And I mean, surprisingly, they're still on the dive tanks for Pray and Spray, right? The Winston and Diva. And Streets on King's Row is really that Ryan Zarya map you're looking for. But Thor, he charges in with the bubble for support, and the fight breaks out. Albino Joe pops the Coalescence early to keep everyone alive. Tasty finding a crucial backline pick onto Cap'n. And Senpai with double dash. Entered the Ninja. No wonder doing his damnedest on Zarya, but it's not going to be enough. In .2 cap for Pray and Spray.
Yeah, this has been very dominant here out of Pray and Spray. I'm curious, does Thrifty Senpai's Body Pillow make swaps here? They still don't have ults after 2 fights with Goats. They're getting kind of close here, but this is potentially the last fight if they lose it. And on the other side, we're looking at 3 ults, nearly 4 available for Pray and Spray. This looks like it could be a disaster. Watch out, Tasty up on that high ground with the Reaper. 94%. Here we go, Genji from Senpai going in. They want to drop the DPS ults. Captain's down, but it's only 1 kill out of that Nano Blade. But here we go, looking for the Reaper. Reaper's raising it. He's died. Checkers keeping everyone alive in the backside. The Reaper ult doesn't take anybody. Thor finally going down here. Man advantage for Pray and Spray, but I kind of thought it would be more, as they are just slowly trying to whittle away here. They're not taking a lot of damage. They get Honey Badger. 50 Senpai's Body Pillow just trying to hold on here on the carpet. There we go. Cap'n gonna pop that Transcendence, buying time for the rest of his team to get out there. Everyone's dropping these kind of phase 2 of the team fight ults. Team ult doesn't find a thing. DPS from Pray and Spray just trying to poke around, but they're just starting to find the kills. No, it might have just been that one. This is such a slow fight here as the Goats is doing their Goatsist. Here we go. Another grab comes out.
Yeah, I mean, grab definitively wraps things up there, but maybe not needed. I mean, the Goats team, they really stabilize here at the end. If you give them that much time from the close respawns, it's going to be really tough for the attacking side to get anything done. But they did force out both support ults, the Transcendence and the Sound Barrier, out of Body Pillow. So this would be a very good push coming up here for Pray and Spray. They're going to have a lot of ultimates online.
Yeah, they're coming close on Transcendence and both of the DPS. So here we go, not wasting any time. Wrecking Ball going up, Honey Badger, get the hell down. Here we go, now Spades going in on the Winston. Here we go, Reaper going in with the Death Blossom, and that's going to be the one that does it. 2 of the supports go down. Genji coming through for some moment. Oh, Kazuki beats immediately kills Senpai. Awful Genji ult. Well, we've only got 1.2 meters to go, but I don't know if Praying Spray is going to get it. They're outmanned here on the cutter. 50 Senpai's body pillow just cannot step off as Tasty wraithing into a suicide. That's a reset call. And Thrifty Senpai's body pillow hold on for another fight.
That's a real unlucky, but I mean, I think he might have popped the Dragon Blade with just too low of health and didn't get the healing that he needed because the Brigand just basically one-shotted him after pulling out the blade, so probably could have capped it if that blade had any kind of result there, 1 or 2 kills at the end. But Senpai switching over to Pharah now, so using this high ground to his advantage. The Ghost Comp not going to have easy access. Checkers starts it off early with the Transcendence. The mines from Head Reaver, Hammond taking out supports on the body pillow side here. And Thor in the backline's gonna get taken out, and Captain, the last hope here, uses the Transcendence to stall, takes out those mines as well. Head Reaver almost launched himself down into the map, but that's gonna be it. 3 points on the board for Pray and Spray.
Yo, I really liked that early Transcendence out of Checkers. The early Transcendence maybe don't get recognized by a lot of players compared to the easy, oh, enemy hit a DPS ult, let me press Q in response. But that was like the ideal situation to pop an early Transcendence. Not a whole lot of threat that was going to come through to stop that push, and they just needed to secure an early pick or two to turn that into an easy fight win, which they did. Good job, Checkers. You pressed Q.
Yeah, Checkers. I mean, but she's played Zenyatta. I don't know what she played last week. I honestly, I don't even look at name tags. I don't play it against people. At least I try not to focus on that. But I'm not sure what heroes she selected. But I mean, we're coming off her rookie debut last season as the Mercy one trick, right? She was the Mercy to rule all Mercies, and so far in this match, coming out with Zen and looking pretty good on it.
Yeah, this could be maybe Checkers and Albino Joe both wanting to give a middle finger to everyone else in the league who's been saying, oh, you drafted 2 Mercy players. How's that going to work out? And yeah, that was I saw her doing a lot of good things there on the Zenyatta, which, I mean, that was my single biggest question about this team was what do they do if they're not playing Mercy, as I thought we didn't see Checkers do a whole lot other than Mercy last season, and Albino Joe was having the most struggles of his Overwatch career last season, so it just seemed like this double whammy, but at least here on King's Row it all worked out as they pushed with a minute remaining.
Yeah, and we see Albino Joe, he was on that Ana and a little bit of Moira there at the end, so he does seem to be slotted into that main support role for this squad. And they're going to run Mercy here on defense though, so
I like this
main
Pharmacy.
heals, no defensive.
Checkers and Senpai, we're going to see this debut Pharmacy comp coming through. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah,
on the other side, we got Wrecking Ball going straight in, wasting no time, and Thor shows that a Wrecking Ball does not have to get killed on his first entry.
So, Bodyfield, they're running the 3 DPS lineup here with Hammond as that main tank and Mercy and Zen as the 2 supports, and it's just all about doing a lot of damage and getting into a lot of different angles, right? Honey Badger on the Sombra, he's looking to go behind and sort of disrupt that back line. Captain on the Widow, and then Chaco on this Ashe, also holding different sight lines as well. Just trying to pick people off behind this Reinhardt shield. Thor going in for another big slam at the end. Head Reaver's demeched, but Senpai takes out Captain, his natural counter here. But the early bomb gets slept. Tasty looking for the visor. No nano complimented, and Chaco's bomb doing the work. Senpai with the self-destruct, and this will surely be a cap point for Body Pillow.
Oh my god, how is anyone going to stop this team with Cap'n, No Wonder, and Honey Badger all playing DPS at the same time? This was such a clean entry. So many little plays where Honey Badger comes in, takes out a shield, tanks are immediately in position to capitalize. Just super clean, and they're not done because they're pushing this one forward. They've already found 2 picks in a mech. They're gonna get the res here on the Senpai, but Senpai, no, you maybe don't want to be going forward, my friend. Gonna lose his life again, and that's just a res out of Kazuki beams to equalize. It's a great position for the Body Pillow.
Yeah, I mean, and because they had the res there from Kazuki, that actually, yeah, doesn't favor Senpai aggressive role there, but I liked it. You know, he's not going down without a fight.
He was up though. He didn't have to go down at all 30. But, that could be a big pick out of Tasty there. That's gonna equalize this man advantage, as this was looking like a pretty dangerous situation for Pray and Spray here. Big ults available, specifically the EMP on Honey Badger is the big one I'm watching for. As he is currently in the back line, he's looking for it. Thor is there, looking to drop down. He knocks up a lot. Honey Badger so patient because we've seen Cap'n get picked as well. we might see 50 Senpai's body pillow wait this one out a little longer.
What? What is he? What? That's, I was gonna say, that's the combo you're looking for. You're looking EMP into a Mine's shatter from the Hammond, swing it in the air. I mean, maybe they're gonna combo it with Bob here, but that was the fight.
I think they had someone coming back from spawn, and then they had another pick there at the same time.
Yeah.
Might have been why they called off the fight entirely, even though it looked perfect. But now this could be the one. Honey Badger kind of working his way up in here. He is in that back line. No one has to know. Rescue!
Yep. No spy checks going on here. Space just needs to swing that hammer, and he'd probably get a good chunk of Sombra in there. But Senpai, he is definitely wary. He's going to this high ground to try to spot out the Sombra, and there it is. The EMP start things off. Thor coming in with the slam. Checker's going to be the first casualty here. The Dragon Strike through the streets to try to zone off the enemy team from pushing in, but to maybe make it 3 casualties for Pray and Spray, as this second point defense is going to be very tough now.
Yeah, they lose Kazuki being Sora's the fight. Actually lose Sugary Panic as well. That's both of their supports down, so, and no one on the cards. They didn't realize both the supports were 10. They wanted picks, so this could actually end up being a big deal.
Yeah.
We've got Head Reaver pushing out of the cut, trying to take out Honey Badger. No Wonder did go down deep in there, too.
Yeah, the aggression out of Chaco, I think, got the best of him there, right? He's thinking, if we push this forward, we have the numbers advantage, we cap this point easily, but with no one pushing, the cart doesn't get there, and Head Reaver on this Hammond, he can roll out so quickly from spawn. He was going to be there to contest, so Pray and Spray, they stay alive here. 2:30 on the clock for Body Pillow.
Yeah, now this is actually a really good situation for Pray and Spray. They're the ones with the mad ult advantage. They got 3 available going into this next fight, and they're not that far off on Hanzo either. And it's looking like the swaps are going to come through for TSBP, as almost everyone on the team is swapping characters, other than Cap, and wants to hold on to this 70% of a Genji Blade. No, he doesn't.
Bye.
Goats. Back to Goats.
Back to Goats. Okay, so I mean, you got 2 minutes on the board. You should be able to get a round of some kind of ultimates. I mean, you're really ideally looking for the grab self-destruct combo here, because they don't have a defensive ball inside of Pray and Spray. Head Reaver uses those mines proactively, and the mines are just gonna get cleared out pretty safely though, because there's no further aggression. Chaco though, he's gonna pick up the first blood of the fight here onto Senpai. That's huge, but the res does get off. Head Reaver does a little bit of action on his own. Sugar Panic goes down now. Thor spades to land it on home with the Earth Shatter, and it should be a full route from Body Pillow.
Yeah, just cleaning things up here is actually, oh jeez, Head Reaver on this wrecking ball. It gets in so deep. Senpai going forward, gets the last kill on the Kazuki. As that was, part of me wants to say clean fight, and part of me wants to say should have been abused for that disjointed engagement, but all's well that ends well, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, no ultimates, unfortunately, from Body Pillow to really react off sort of the misplaced mines there, or at least the staggered mines. Spades did, you know, Earth Shatter there as well, so there's 2 ultimates used, but they still have 3 on board, almost a Valkyrie as well. So they're still looking pretty good here.
Yeah, they have that wrecking ball. The minefield is back as well, so here it goes. This could be the big one.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they're able to move forward. Thor gets picked off here, and they're in the full route, and they have to go through the mines to get out of the room.
Oh, no.
Perfect placement there. And, I mean, 3 ultimates used across the board for Pray and Spray, and now we're going to start seeing ultimates from Body Pillow in this Goats comp. So Transcendence is up, the Self-Destruct's up, and I mean, this is last fight territory, right? We got 26 seconds on the board. We're going to have a shatter. We're going to have a sound barrier. But are we going to get that grab?
Yeah, that grab is the big one. Wonder has to pop off the side here, and it's going to be hard because Checkers on the other side has the Valkyrie, which can be used proactively. They're getting close on Senpai's ult as well, so keep an eye for those as this starts here. As Senpai going, no, he's not going to get that material. And now Thor's pushing forward, gets the hammer down on the Spades. Oh, no. Just 3 members of Pray and Spray already down. They do get a res on the Spades, but it is hard to beat Goats when you're outmanned. This Checkers is up in the air trying to keep people alive, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Pray and Spray just has to reset here and go for a point defense.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if they can even get their members back here. Checkers gets picked off, so that probably will be the end of point 2 here. Tasty and Head Reaver are still in the back line. Stacy's got this high ground advantage, and he's just looking for that arrow. He's looking for that arrow inside the heads of Body Pillow if he can get this pick, but he's flanked by No Wonder. Senpai with another Deadeye. What can he get with this? Nothing. But, wait, the D-Mac actually. Head Reaver, he's still alive in this back line.
Yeah, Senpai getting aggressive on that front line, trying to stagger things. Here we go, Dragon coming out. Transcendence gonna match it as Checkers does get around the head reaver. And this is almost everyone available on both teams, but this is looking good for Goats. They have the health, they have some ult still, as they are just chunking away through Prey and Spray.
Oh my god.
Them apart. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, no, this is happening. Head reaver is there. Tasty is there on the front line. Spades had a nano on the Reinhardt. He was just swinging after a great knock-up from Head Reaver. The spawns are so long for Body Pillow at this point. No wonder it somehow gets back into this fight. The baby diva's gonna finish off Tasty. Senpai on the Tracer, just trying to do his damnedest to take out these last two members of Body Pillow. There goes No Wonder. How did manage the last one? He steps off. The overtime wick goes down. And Spray take King's Row.
I can't believe they turned that fight around. That looked like it was so decisive for the Body Pillow.
Yeah, I mean, I think they mirrored, or they overlapped their support ultimates. Again, unfortunately, Transcendence and sound very, but let's look at the play of the game here. Senpai on his Genji, which I didn't know was something he was into, but the Weep Blade doing the work here. Solid Genji play.
You know, I'm going to give him props for the most difficult part of playing Genji. He knew when to swap back off it.
That's true.
I feel like a lot of Genji players, they don't ever want to give it up. It's their, look at me, I'm the skilled one now, champ. And yeah, they will stick with it through thick and thin in so many comps right now. Maybe you don't want to stick with it for long periods of time, but I really liked him going in, getting a few ults, and getting the hell out.
Yeah, it's all about that style. Those Genji players, man. They just love looking cool. So, I guess this match, yeah, it is, like we kind of predicted, probably the closest one tonight. And starts off with a real banger here on King's Row. So we move into Hollywood, hybrid map. And, yeah, I guess it's epic, Spades.
Yeah, it sure is.
See how Body Pillow bounces back after that.
I want to a little more from the perspective of Prey and Spray, though. These guys, all they've been hearing, you know, especially some of the rookies on this team, which there are 3 rookies in there right now, they've been hearing, oh, there's this 3 stack on Thrifty Senpai's Body Pillow. They've been on a team together. These guys are all fucking gods, and they're going to beat everyone so easy all season. It's got to feel really good to come in and kind of give them some dick in game 1.
Yeah, I know. That's a huge momentum booster. Like, Prey and Spray, they got to be shaking right now. Like, but they just keep shooting. They keep getting the headshots, man. Everyone seems to be playing really well, and they don't really seem too disorganized. I saw a lot of that in week 1, but at least they know how to enter the fights, right? They know what tools they can use to stall out, and I think they've been countering the composition swaps from Body Pillow pretty well.
Yes, I agree with the swaps have been on points out of Prey and Spray. They do have a few of these fights where I wish they would just call the reset sooner, but that's really the only thing I can take issue with, and I would rather have a team that sticks around in a fight a little too long sometimes and gives up a little extra ground than the other side, which is teams that just refuse to ever jump into a fight as a unit.
Right.
And so I'm maybe standing correct here. It's only 1 map into the night, so I don't want to draw these major conclusions, but I had a lot of concerns about Prey and Spray, and I was shocked by how well they just showed up on King's Row. Awesome for them.
Yeah. Yeah, so we will see Body Pillow on the defense here first on Hollywood, and it's a fun first point defense. A lot of cool strategies you can use here. May use a lot, and it looks like we're going to go back to that bunker comp that we saw out of them on King's Row here. No wonder on the Bastion. But yeah, pretty much identical comp here. Baptiste and Mercy as your healers.
I like this. There's a lot of cool comps you can run here. You can have bunker comp up on the high ground left, bunker comp on the high ground right, bunker comp on the sometimes high ground the elevator, bunker comp over behind the IT room. It looks like we're going to go for high ground left here to start. On the other side, we've got double DPS, Genji, Ash coming through with Checkers sticking with that Mercy, Albano Joe sticking with that Anna. Albano Joe's been waiting for this. Double main healing. He's in love right now.
Yeah. And Head Reaver, he does the quick swoop and roll there. Head Reaver, oh no! Yeah,
not like that.
Goes for the slam. Doesn't knock anyone up somehow. I don't know how that works, but pretty much dies as quick as he did last map on King's Row, and yeah, just get out of there. Jump, reset, and very decisive fight from Body Pillow.
God, what's that movie with Vin Diesel and Aaron Paul?
Aaron Paul?
No, not Aaron Paul. I don't know, the dead guy.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, yes.
It was too fast and too furious for him.
Yes, it was. That is the danger of running the wrecking ball, is you can be too fast and too furious for your team to handle. So when in doubt, switch over to the Diva, because you can't mess that one up as bad, but maybe he's still being messed up again as Choco has the configuration tank, and he is just chunking through here. That is a lot of damage that just went out to Pray and Spray real fast, and I think this is going to be another clean fight for the bunker here.
Yeah, they just sort of moved on to point as fast as they could and tried to block off that angle from No Wonder. But I mean, he had to take for him, so he was like, okay, I can come down to you. That's fine. Senpai, get out of there. What are you doing? All right.
And that's maybe one of the most important things with this bunker comp is you have to be patient. Give up some grounds to get your entry damage going, because you know you're going to eventually chunk through those health bars really fast with the Bastion. And we've seen good execution out of 50 Senpai's Body Pillow on that one. As here we go, Winston going in first. The tank's behind him. Senpai down on the entry. Diva demexed, and this is looking like another easy fight for the bunker comp. No ults necessary.
Yeah, Space just chilling out, crouching below him, hoping to at least draw some attention. He does get the nano head, or Honey Badger throws out the bomb. Albino Joe not able to dodge that, and I mean, unfortunately, the nano kind of goes to waste here. The fight was pretty definitively lost.
Super tilted. I'm wondering if maybe they just want to swap picks here. And yeah, Albino Joe is swapping over that Zenyatta, so maybe he's just throwing out the nano knowing that was the plan. There are a lot of other ults available, but I don't think that Diva Bomb should have been chucked out there, as this is going to be the big fight. A lot of ults available on both sides.
Yeah, and there's some ones that can actually break the bunker comp here. Primal Rage is one of them, and he starts that one up early. Tasty also changes the tire at the same time. He gets a triple kill in the cafe. That's the combo they were looking for. Disrupt and explode. Checkers pops the Velk as well, and I mean, they all just hit Q, and that's gonna do it.
I had so much to complain about, but then Tasty gets a 3K with the tire, and it doesn't even matter. Everyone presses Q, and Pray and Spray come out on top, and what was looking like a disaster attempts the exact same fight 4 times. Well, I guess the 4th time is the charm, because Pray and Spray capture point 1 here in Hollywood. And now a lot of swaps coming through. DPS comp for Pray and Spray here. Ash and Torbjorn.
Yeah, hell yeah. Zen is that flex support as well. And we're going back to 3 DPS like you said here. Tire out of cap, and what can he find? Dynamite's gonna pick up Checkers, but the tire goes down. But no mercy on the side of Pray and Spray would probably kill this push outright, but they are deciding to keep on going.
Yeah, no one's contesting it, so they're going to just keep taking this ground, and they're actually getting quite a lot of it. Thor now finally comes in, but he's maybe ahead of his team. Oh, here we go. Bob coming down from the high ground. This is every support's nightmare as Albino Joe goes down immediately. As Bob's going to stop that push in its tracks.
So they get the Bob, they get the tire out of Body Pillow. Senpai switching from the Ash over to the McCree, probably just not feeling it right now. Looking for a little bit of CC control as well, maybe on this Hammond from Thor. Ace is going in, launching the bolt and load everywhere, but he's gonna get headshotted to end that one.
Yeah, aggressive engagement there out of Tasty, as he's now making a swap over to Widowmaker, so they want somebody to contest some of this high ground, but they're still pushing into this triple DPS comp out of Thrifty Senpai's Body Pillow.
Yeah, I like the Widow pick here. Head Reaver launches the bomb, clears them off the high ground. I like that move. Spades holding that alleyway. And Thor actually on this Hammond, he goes in, looks for the mines, cuts off the team. The backline and the front line are now sectioned off. But Spades using that electric gun, clears them out. Kills are being traded back and forth. Choco's gonna get another one. But the res will come through back onto Senpai, so it's even numbers now. Valkyrie channeled the field from Baptiste. What can they do here? They're in the alleyway. They're not in a good defensive position for Body Pillow.
Yeah, here we go. EMP coming out of Honey Badger. This fight's still going on. Here we go. Another Bob coming out as well. These are the big ults. 50 Senpai's Body Pillow wants to finish this fight off, and it's looking good. Tasty goes down, but Wonder does get traded there. Is actually Wonder going to get rezzed by Kazuki here? I think this is definitively going to be won by TSBP here. But Checker's going for the aggressive res. The suicide res not gonna be suicidal. As
Spades
they
is still in this. They're still fighting. This is just one sloppy fight.
Yeah, that looked like half of both teams wanted to reset there, but no one actually fully did. But
Yeah.
it finally ends with big ult advantage from the side of Pray and Spray here, and 30 seconds to play. So second time in a row they're facing down the last fight. Will it work out in their favor again? They do have a nice window here with no ults available on the other team, but Honey Badger and Kappa do have a lot of access to the back line. A lot of angles need to be defended here, but Choco goes down early. Senpai finds 2 DPS from the other team, and this is once again down to the wire. Looking good for frames where they've only lost the final Joe so far. D-Ball never finds anything as per usual, and now Bob coming out of Choco. He wants to try to turn this fight back around. This is only 2 seconds remaining. That could have actually been huge out of the Ash. Kazuki being still valved up in the air. No, she's not valved. She's just floating away.
Yeah, Albino Joe and Checker are still alive in the back line, so they are still able to put out the heals. But the front line is still alive for Pray and Spray. Now they're dying. Abbott with the Dragon Blade should finish this one off here in overtime.
Yeah, Senpai trying to get back to that cart, but he won't make it there. And I really thought that fight was going Pray and Spray's way there, but some nice clutch plays, some big ults come through out of the body pillow, and they turn that at the end.
Initiating match.
Yeah, I think what won Body Pillow that fight, or I mean all of Streets phase, was just their positioning, right? They're running 3 DPS, they're a lot more mobile than Pray and Spray, and they were using this high ground pretty effectively. Like, no one was going up there too often to contest. There's a Diva Bomb thrown up, I mean Spades is on the Winston for a little bit, but just didn't seem like they could cover really all of the angles before they got chunked out and before they could really reach the cart.
Yeah, and it looked pretty rough out of Spades and Henry were there. They were playing the dive tanks for the longest time, and they looked a little outmatched there. I mean, that's a really tough situation to be playing those dive tanks into. You're playing in a triple DPS, a very, very coordinated triple DPS. You're going to get chunked out if you're not perfectly on point with your engagements. And we kind of saw that skill discrepancy was just abused there, I thought, by TSBP on the high ground. And this is something we see every season. Some teams always are the poster child of contest the high ground at all costs.
Yeah,
and it might be that round out of TSBP that does it.
So we'll see what Pray and Spray can do on their defense here, and looks like they're opting for a similar but different bunker composition here. No Baptiste, it's going to be Mercy Moira as your double bane heals. Tons of healing in this very enclosed space, and the nice damage boost onto Senpai's Bastion, but you're going to have
quick check, I want to say Albino Joe is playing Diva, not playing support. That's Head Reaver playing support for, I believe, the first time for this team. So that's a pretty big change up. Albino Joe has always been traditionally a flex player, so if you know him, you may not be too shocked, but some new ground of BOL, and it's working because Kurt's coming through. They find No Wonder, who's just been so clutch for 50 Senpai's body pillow so far tonight.
Yeah, Thor snuck over to the alleyway. This is something you'd see out of a Hammond or, you know, someone that's just not Reinhardt. Yeah, that's gotta be his kill.
That was odd.
Yeah, but just by himself,
decision.
no team, just sort of scouting it out.
Defend the health pack at all costs.
Hallway's not clear, guys. They have control. Reset. But Tasty on the Torbjorn. I like Bastion Torbjorn setups. I think my team ran it a couple times in week 1. Spanish Galleon is what we're calling it, but it's a lot of focused fire here, and Torb does a pretty good job of defending up close here when he uses his E in that shotgun form, and he's gonna have the ultimate too, which is really effective here on a point. But we got the reach around.
Yeah, they are reaching around indeed, trying to get up into Senpai's face, and they're going forward. They do get the Bastion. I don't know if they're going to get rescue. This big golden core is coming through. Bastion gets rescued. This is actually looking 3 for 3 so far, as everyone's making their way out into the open grounds. Nice. That was a hard, close quarters fight to follow, but the Bastion res came through big there in the second half.
Yeah, so the Goat squad here from Body Pillow, they do the right move there, I think, and they do the long flank, right? They don't sort of run into the sidelines with this Bastion and Torb turret, and they go in and they start brawling. They pick off Senpai, which was their target, but while they're trying to regroup and focus the next target, the Molten Load comes through and the Coalescence from Head Reaver really topping everyone off. So it's gonna be tough. This is gonna be really tough, I think, for the Goats comp to break this. And Sugary Panic, right at the end.
I was just about to say, Thor is not doing this properly. He's not holding the shield for his entire team there, and it could end up costing this team. Well, there we go. 2 minutes to play. It does cost this team a big stagger. And now, how do they get Sugary Panic back to the team? Do they walk out there and shield for him? Do they just hope he can outrun Bastion's aim?
I think, yeah, I think that's the strat here. But oh man, this Torp Turret has such a great sightline. Actually, it's gonna start targeting Sugary Panic the second he goes into IT. Oh, actually, they draw the aggro. Smart, but too much aggro was drawn. Honey Badger gets demeched, and now you have a baby D.Va in the back line.
They get a pick out of Head Reaver though, and I think they have to go here. They are too committed positionally. They should not have given Head Reaver the chance to get resurrected there, in my opinion. But they are looking like they want to wait out a D.Va remech here.
Yeah, they're waiting out the supercharging here. That's the smart move, right? Don't fight into that supercharger that's powering up 6 members from Brain Spray. But we got 56 seconds left on this clock, but we're reaching the critical mass. 6 ultimates here for Baddy. It starts out by self-destruction, the tag form, I believe. And the Molten Load is into Cafe, the bomb over the top onto the point. Honey Badger trying to clear it off. Can Body Pillow regroup as a team and start capping this point?
Senpai gets resurrected. This is going to be hard for Body Pillow here. They did take Tasty out, but that Bastion is up there with only a D.Va in his face. Checkers going through in the clutch. Keep the robot alive, and it's going to work. Now, I think we have somebody being staggered somewhere. No, everyone. This fight is over. 17 seconds to play here.
That's it. I mean, there's just, this is like a desperation move, right? You're a Goats comp. You just used everything, right? You're totally spent. You're in the refractory period. What are you gonna do against this? The Senpai just hammering you down. Thor just gonna walk in and die. It's fucking D-Day here at Hollywood.
Yeah, and if you don't know your history, folks, a lot of people died on D-Day, and today it's looking like Thrifty Senpai's Body Pillow are those lot of people, those brave Americans dying on the shores of Hollywood, just like we learned about in history class. And Pray and Spray is going to take Hollywood and take this match 2-0.
Wow, yeah, and the full hold here. Pray and Spray's gotta feel so proud of what their team is doing tonight. They are really clicking. I love the composition here with Torb and Bastion, and we get to see this tasty 3K, no pun intended. And yeah, I mean, the Primal Rage into the tire, it's perfect, right? Primal Rage knocks everyone around, and while they're concerned with the Winston, the tire sneaks through underneath.
Jesus Christ, Choco, 46%
wow.
of team's hero damage.
That's insane. That's
they were running 3 DPS for a while too.
I know that's super insane. Like, no wonder I think it's going out tonight trying his hardest, man. He's been getting a lot of headshots on whatever hit scan he's been playing.
Yeah, he's been playing like a beast, but Pray and Spray has just been too much. And I want to give credit to just about this entire roster of Pray and Spray. I actually don't think Senpai is playing especially well tonight, especially compared to some of the level of play we've seen out of him in the past, and especially with this lineup, I think expectations on him. I thought the Senpai was going to have to be a stellar player week in and week out for this team to be winning, and right now they just won 2 maps against a league favorite, with, I think, Senpai having an off night, which just shows how high the ceiling on this Pray and Spray team might still be.
True, yeah, and I totally agree with that sentiment, because that's what it felt like when I was playing against him last week too, and I had the same opinion, right? You look at this team, and it's like, oh, Senpai, you know, he is that star DPS. He's going to have to put out just a ton of work, right? And it seems like he has been sort of overstepping his balance, and like he's trying to rise up to the occasion, but this week, his team's there to back him up, so he doesn't need to go for these overly aggressive plays, right? He just needs to play his game, and his teammates will figure out the rest.
Yeah, a lot of the fights when they haven't been going Pray and Spray's way, which has been a rarer occasion tonight, but there's been a lot of these fights where I've noticed him getting picked off first. So as we move on to Busan here, King of the Hill, where it's very few opportunities to fight before the round is over. I'm going to be keeping an eye on him to see if he's still getting early picked at all or not, or if he's able to play kind of calm and collected and just pick people apart in the later stages of the fight.
Yeah, so we move into Busan, and this is the first control map of Season 6 of the Baddy Overwatch League. I am very excited Fights are probably going to get super chaotic, and we probably won't see any bunker comps, so things should be pretty fast and furious here.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I love this map. I love this game mode. And I have no idea what these teams are going to run. There's so many things that are viable here, but we're on high ground, moving walls map.
Ready for battle.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see dive or to see long range here. Those seem to be the two kind of ideal comps for this point.
Oh man, no wonder Body Pillow. They're maybe busting out traditional dive, and no wonder's gonna bust a nut, man. This is his bread and butter. He can play Tracer again, and I mean.
I really like this decision. I feel like Checkers and Albino Joe have actually been fairly unprotected in this backline, and oh man, that last second swap on a Checkers. This is Zenyatta Anna on the opposing team. Tracer and Genji's wet dream. This is the map. Cap'n and Choco, aka No Wonder. Show us why everyone was afraid of you two on your classic picks. Because here we go, the dive going forward. Spades and Head Reaver getting pretty deep right now. Getting some nice poke down. There's a lot of pressure on 57's Body Pillow. No kills coming through just yet, but as I say, a D mech and a D life of the Ana. And this is going to be a decisive fight one. The dive comes through.
Wow, yeah, this was really well executed out of Pray and Spray. Right? And Head Reaver on this Hammond has really impressed me, right? He had the fast rollout, and he's able to knock up Body Pillow basically right out of when they come out of their choke. And it doesn't put him in a position to actually dive on the enemy supports, Albino Joe and Checkers. So, yeah, they were all just trying to peel for that initial knockup, and it's a very decisive win for Pray and Spray.
Yeah, they've already forced the swap. Cap'n swaps to the McCree, but gets McCree. Senpai coming through huge. No res available either. Oh man.
I don't take those duels. I don't win those. I don't swap to McCree against Senpai's McCree. That's how much you gotta respect this guy on this hero.
Yeah, I would probably never take that duel, even if I did play McCree, which I don't, which is why I don't take that duel.
But Senpai, okay, this is what I'm talking about, this sort of over-aggressiveness. He's doing a solo flank, now Space is there to help back him up, get the bubble down, but he goes down, he's just way out in front by himself, doing a solo mission.
I don't know what Pray and Spray is doing here, this is not your father's Overwatch.
But what's Sword doing? Then he goes in, and he dies here, the Pulse Bomb does land onto Head Reaver, but he does have that shield to sort of soak up the damage here, and there's a ton of ults for Pray and Spray, and they're just gonna use them, right? Tasty goes up to the sky looking for the Doofus ultimate, and it's just pure chaos.
I love it. I hate it, but I love it. Oh man, and this is when you force just pure chaos like this, you force mistakes out of the enemy. I think we're gonna need a pause here real quick, as looks like Senpai had a DC. There we go. Pause found.
We need to make sure we have that enabled. There's a setting to do that.
Auto pause on disconnect.
On disconnect, yeah. But we got the pause in pretty quick there, and I mean, the fight.
The fight was already over.
Yeah, I mean, was it? Has the fight really been over for how long?
I thought the fight was over, but I guess I'll have to see on the replay. Fortunately, Senpai gets in pretty quick here. It's always funny when you see a disconnect, because there's always that brief moment where I think to myself, oh, he's mad. He just rage quit.
I mean, if I was him, I certainly would rage quit tonight, man. They are firing on all cylinders, and we are quickly back in the game. So just a short pause there, and it's still back and forth. Kazuki Beams has this Valkyrie channeled, and there's almost 4 other ultimates online here for Body Pillow. So this is their fight. They gotta go in. 91% on the board now. The mines are gonna block them off from this choke, though.
That mine was huge! Choco has to run around. Choco and Kazuki Beats are coming the long way around. Thor is on that point as well, but he's purple and getting chunked here. But the Tracer will be there to touch. Oh no! Senpai reconnects to take Kazuki Beats out of the sky. Now Choco down as well. Pray and Spray. They're gonna find all of these hits one after another, and 100-0 take this first round of Busan. They're not content with 2 maps. They want 3.
Wow. I mean, honestly, I don't know what Body Pillow could have done better there. Like, Pray and Spray was just doing, like, they're fighting really well, and they're fighting to their advantage, right? They know they can keep winning these sloppy fights if they have that forward ground, and especially Head Reaver around this Hammond, right? He's just rolling around everywhere, and he's not getting focused hard enough, right? There's no Briggs. The Sombra isn't hacking him, per se, right? Honey Badger's in the back line. Yeah,
I really
Bodybuilder's
like
got
that.
to change something up here.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't know what to because they've run through a bunch of different comps tonight, and none of it's working right now. Oh.
So we'll see, no wonder, go over to the Widow here on downtown Busan. It's a nice Widow map here. It's got a nice high ground, but Tasty gets the better of him. Shuts that one down.
Not how they wanted this to start. The res comes through, but Head Reaver just wastes no time. He's always in that front line.
Nope, there's the revenge kill, and can he get the res though? Or actually, there's no res. Chuckers is on Ana, so that kill is gonna stick.
Yeah, so here we go. All these bodies making their way over to the point, but now Senpai does go down to the tanks. But does 50 Senpai's body pillow had a 2-man advantage there?
Yeah, and it's just the people on the point get the rewards, and they get some percentage point here for Brain Spray. But Chaco doing his damnedest, picking up double headshots here. Onto the back line of Brain Spray. Head Reaver's looking for a kill onto Kazuki Beans, but he's not able to get any sort of body blocking her. He's still alive. Senpai goes back into the fight. Cabin goes down to some mines. The point is still in control of Brain Spray.
Yeah, they're gonna keep holding this. Everyone's just gonna go on this point and keep staggering as long as they can. They're trading picks, and if something crazy happens here, they maybe would even hold this point. But here we go, McCree all coming through. Senpai does take out Kazuki Beans, as there are a lot of members of Brain Spray making their way back to the point, but they're just barely not able to come through here. As Head Reaver is going to be the last one to fall, and there we go. It's finally over, but that's 46 damn percent. I mean, that's 2 fights because you didn't get test the point to start.
Yeah.
That's 2 less fights you get if this map starts going badly.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for Body Pillow, but I think they can stabilize and turn this one around. Not with that, but that's okay. We should be able to get a res onto that. Hopefully, Honey Badger's moving over to the defense matrix. There it is. Captain's going to use the blade. Try to help get his team back and healthy in the back line, but he's able to, he still doesn't pick up anything.
Chaco does get that revenge kill on a Tasty, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Brain Spray is popping off right now. They want to reclaim this point that they started with for so long. They're picking everyone apart here as these tanks are nice and deep, and it's just a D.Va left to go. Baby D.Va gets railed on the point, and that point goes back over to Brain Spray here.
Yeah, a couple ultimates used from Body Pillow, but I mean, it was at least they got 37% on the board, right? It's a start, and now they have Transcendence, they have Primal Rage. Chaco's really looking for the pick to start this one off here, and he's looking for Tasty, who's on this super far right high ground. Loving that spot there. He's basically forcing the dive tanks out of Body Pillow to dive him. Which still means more percentage points for Brain Spray. There he goes. He goes onto the point and he starts the contest.
And this might be the last fight as both of these teams are going to trade healers. Albino Joe and Kazuki Beans both going down early. As there we go, Tasty once again finds Choco off to the side. Now all that matters is the point where it's Brain Spray finding kills, finding Z-Max. They've lost Senpai, but they still have advantage. And Tasty with free reign here off to the side. This is looking great for Brain Spray. I don't know if anyone's going to touch Choco on that Tracer. Trying the trace forward, but High Noon comes out, well, not going to do anything. Kazuki Beans goes down right away. Tracer will touch, but it's hard to imagine this will be enough. And there we go, Wonder down. Thor on the point to get chunked out eventually here. And Albino Joe has that defensive Transcendence on the point. Actually, both of these teams Transcendence on the point. That'll get a lot of bodies onto this point here. Wait on some of these ults as Captain and Senpai go down for opposing teams here. Kill feed though, I'm seeing more blue than red. There we go, a res onto Senpai.
Oh no!
Oh, they step off.
No, indeed. Because it was set to best of 5, I believe.
Score 0.
That should be a GG, folks. That's okay.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Everyone leave. Get out of here.
Everyone leave.
Alright.
That's, but wow. That's 3-0 for Brain Spray.
Wow. I mean, I think it turned out your expectations upside down. It turned mine, a little bit of mine, but I played them last week, and I saw the hope. I saw the glimmer. And now they got this retooled roster, right? Salvo on the bench, Spades on back in for the first time, I should say. And, yeah, that went really well for them.
Yeah, they can feel great about that one. So that's going to do it here, guys. Match 1, a 3-0 victory for Brain Spray. Stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes with 50 Cent Club against Fine Dining and Breathing. And I think we might have to swap streamers, so please stick around. We'll be cutting stream in just a moment, and we'll be right back.